Hi, in this video I will test my hypothesis previously I suggested. My hypothesis is, in the Quran there are such verses and their total verse numbers are very similar to each other. So I found this surah, Luqman surah, and it includes 47, 34 verses. And the closest one is the Dun Surah with 35 verses. So we see 35 verses. So my hypothesis is it's logical to see that. So you can also check the list of chapters in the Quran and their numbers and the closest one. So I hypothesize that if God is planning the Quran indeed, and those two surah should be similar in terms of it is thems. So it's also my first time checking their thems. So first of all, starting with the hurufu mukatta, those letters. Interestingly, they both start with it. And second verse, the revelation of the scriptures and referring. So the them is here. There is like semantic analysis. So in the semantic analysis, the most important thing is not the word but the topic, or topic analysis. The revelation of the scripture is referring to the scripture. These constitute proofs of this book of wisdom. So there are similarities, right? Both hurufu mukatta and referring to book. A beacon and mercy for the righteousness. So it is not similar. We didn't create the heavens and the earth and everything between them except for a specific purpose and for a finite interim. Those who disbelieve are totally oblivious to the warnings given to them. Say, consider the idols you have set up beside God. Show me what on earth did they create. Do they own part of the heavens? Show me any other scripture before this one, or any piece of established knowledge that supports your idolatry, if you are truthful. And we'll observe the contact prayers. So it also mentions the Quran as mercy for the righteous, and it is saying that it is the scripture is so mentioning somehow scripture, and they are following guidance from their Lord. So fifth one is they are the winners, and winners, it means like a heaven also. It's sort of like similar. Who is farther astray than those who idolize and contrast? So then after mentioning the following the guidance, and we see here similarly, among the people there are those who uphold baseless hadith, and thus divorce others from the path of God without knowledge, and take it in vain. These have incurred a shameful retribution. And when our revelations are recited to one of them, he turns away in arrogance as if he never heard them, as if his ears are deaf, promise him a painful retribution. And when people that are summoned, their idols will become their enemies and will denounce their idolatry. When our revelations were recited to them, perfectly clear, those who disbelieved said of the truth that came to them, this is obviously magic. So you see the similarity, right? And when our revelations are recited to one of them, he turns away, because there's also similar them here. You say the recite, you talk to them, they hear, but he turns away in arrogance. And those who disbelieve said of the truth that came to them, this is obviously magic. So you see the similarity. So in the future um, future videos I will try to mention it more. I didn't check it carefully. So you can also check other surah. So it is not enough. So, but it's also, it doesn't have to be like all of the surah didn't have to follow this pattern. But it is interesting that I'm summarizing it. Like if they have the similar number of verses, it follows a certain pattern because the certain pattern is perfect in our brain. So that's why it should be followed for certain number, because the words are limited, and God should follow that order, and that is good for us. That is good to lead us to the truth. So that is my interpretation. Thanks for watching this video, and hope to see you in the next video. And this is, as I said, and God knows better, and we all assume that believers all believe in Quran and Muslims. So it's good to talk, at least think about the Quran.